Hello everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to come and work with me and watch me. As y'all see, I have no furniture back here now, so I am in the process of moving, so please forgive me. Um, I'm watching Queen Sugar, season 6, episode 5, moving so easily through that. I think it's coming. I don't know if it's denominated or something. The whole title didn't come through, but whatever the case, I'm here. So thank y'all for being here with me. So please like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and please share. So let's go ahead and just start this thing off. Oh, and I'm doing a new technique now where I'm gonna kind of like try to do the review while I'm watching the show, because that way I won't get behind, and it's a lot going on with me. But anyway, so we'll start off with the borderline children sitting together in the house. Nova's on the phone, and she's basically talking about how she called, I guess, a friend of hers at the court, the police and stuff. They can't dig until the bones are verified, I think, as a human bone first. So like it's been like a pause. And then Charlie mentioned that, because Ralph Angel was saying, oh, our dad's name is being drugged through the mud. But Charlie was like, even if even if that is human bone and stuff like that, that if the families want to file a civil suit, her friends were basically letting her know that there's rarely a situation where it's going to go through, but she can't say for sure. So it's just, Nova, don't write any more books. Your books put us in this situation. I say us like I'm part of the family, but your books put us in this situation. Don't write anything else. A thing. But anyway. So we leave from that. It's an abrupt shift. We go to Hollywood and Vice sitting in a restaurant. Vice packing a box for Darla because, basically Darla's stressed out. She's pregnant and she's stressed because Ralph Angel and, he don't want to listen, don't want to try to get the money that her mom didn't, well, not that her mom offered, but that was saved up for her scholarship fund. He's not trying to get that money. Nova done messed them up, got people all up in the yard. It's too much on this pregnant woman. So Vi's packing her a box, but Vi's stressed out too. So she's eating a pint of ice cream at night, and she eating all the chips up, and she's talking to Hollywood about how he's been so kind to Celine and Gabriel. And again, I feel like this is going to be a point in their relationship where it's going to be a lot of struggle, because Hollywood wants children, and Vi cannot have, with her age, she's unable to have children. However, he fell in love with the woman knowing this, so in part, it's on him. But we see what's going on, and I'm kind of curious. I wonder how this is going to play out with how Vi is going to see Celine and Gabriel, because I believe at some point I just got this feeling that Hollywood's going to start doing stuff with them, and Vi's not going to like it. I don't want that to happen, but we're going to see. Then we'll switch over to Billy and Prosper. Billy done brought these organic muffins and everything, and Prosper wants Fiona's because it's not organic, it's sugary. He wants it's cheaper and it's sugary. Well, Billy's trying to make an effort. She's really, really making an effort. And Prosper wants to talk about a time when she was at Fiona's when she stole something, but she was like, she was around 6. She barely remembered what it is, and he was saying how he thinks it's a cookie. He asked her, did she want coffee? No, she asked him, does he want coffee? And Prosper is like, yeah, just don't burn it like you did next time. Last time it was too hot. Just don't make it too hot. And blah, blah, blah. So she was like, oh, not a problem. I bought a brand new coffee maker. And he's like, what is this? I ain't got no money to pay for this. And she's like, I already bought it. I ain't got no money to be buying no fancy cup of coffee. When I tell you, older individuals, especially in the South, are so rigid and stuck in just their ways that it's annoying. I just had this issue with my daddy this morning. I'm not going to even talk about it. But basically, just know that whenever I get home on Sunday to Mississippi, I'm setting his doctor's appointments in his schedules. But anyway, we're going to move on beyond that. So we have this situation going on. Sorry, y'all, I'm all buttoned up. I was at work earlier. So we got all this going on with Prosper and Billy. You can see, I feel like it's going to be a blow up with them, where Billy's going to just probably go blow up and be like, why have you always been this way to me? I'm ready to see this moment happen, because they need to have a discussion, because Prosper is very nasty towards his own child. He loves those borderlines. If that would have been Vi bringing him that coffee maker or somebody else, he would have taken it with no problem. The fact that his child is doing this for him and he won't accept it is very problematic. So I'm interested in seeing what's going to happen. So then we switch over to Ralph Angel and Darla, and we see that Darla's, she's just in the bed. She's not in a good mood. Ralph Angel comes in trying to be sweet, lovey-dovey, and he basically lets Darla know that, hey, Theo got a job for me. I could do something under the table. Basically trying to pass off as if it's something legal. And she's like, Theo from prison? And he was like, I was once Ralph Angel from prison. Look, I understand that you was once Ralph Angel for prison. I get it. Just like I was Darla on the street, strung out. But that's not who we are no more. We done made it past that. And we know Theo, and I don't know if I can trust Theo. It's okay to have some red flags. This woman is pregnant. She got to think about the longevity of like the family structure. So Ralph Angel, you have to take that into account, and it's sad to see that he rather, instead of him take the innocent and honest and fair and clean money that's sitting in her account, because his ego is so fragile as a man, especially as a black man who's been given things like the farm and stuff, he feels like he has to go out of his way, go into illegal stuff that could take him away from his family just to supply for them when the money is already sitting in an account. Y'all, it's a lot, but I'm going to pause this. I'm going to get on back and we're going to see what happens. All right, y'all, and we are back. So, we see Charlie. There we go. We see Charlie and Micah. Micah comes home. He's talking to Charlie. And he's talking to her basically about control because he sees that his mom has an issue with control, which is true. And he discusses, basically how he's been struggling since, the incident with Prosper. He's been thinking about it. He's struggling at school with a lot of anxiety and all of this. Admirable. Beautiful. I love to see it. But let's be clear. Micah has PTSD, and the fact that he has not gone to therapy one time, and the fact that no one has even mentioned therapy. Ava, I have no issues with y'all writing in production. He needs a therapist. You can call me. I do not mind sitting in as a guest star being a therapist. I promise you I could do it. I have the training. You don't even have to give me a script. Just let me and him free-handed. Let us do it. Okay? Got you. So, we go from that cute scene to Nova trying to basically have the what is it called? The bones, but what's the kind of like the results of what the bones are public. And the doctor's letting her know like that's not the process. The process is different. I don't know much about the process. I want to say that these people are just out for Nova because of what she writes and stuff like that. That's what I want to say. It could be a process because I don't know. What would the process be? I'm curious. I wonder if it would have to come from like the mayor or like the police to say, okay, make it public versus the family. I think that's the part that's difficult there, but I'm not sure. So anyway, we end up seeing Darla meet up with Vi, and they're talking about the fact that Darla has this money. She says it's not a lot, but it's enough money to pay bills, get things caught up. She wants to contribute. We found out that she also already has some money. She asked for it already. I think it's a beautiful thing when a partner wants to contribute to like what's going on in the house. That's how it's supposed to be. Let me contribute, let me lend a hand, and let me help where I can. And the fact that Ralph Angel does not want his woman, his partner, to help is problematic. Ralph Angel, although a great character, we all root for you, you know what I'm saying? But Ralph Angel is very problematic because of his fragile male ego. It really like puts him just in the worst positions. But we recognize that that's what's going on. Hopefully he'll move past it. But Vi lets us know that hey, she got 2 bank accounts that Hollywood don't know about. Every woman got to have a little pocket change on the side. It's sad to say, but that is so true that every woman needs to be able to have something for herself stashed away just in case a situation arises where she has to leave. That's a telltale sign of a person who especially has been in any type of abusive type of situation, not physical. It don't have to be physical. It could be emotional, financial abuse, all that stuff. And ladies, I'm not saying that just because you do that is what happened, but if your mama said, baby, make sure you always have you something on the side, you never know what could happen. She's probably experienced or seen someone who's been through that. You know, definitely a telltale sign, but I think it is a great idea to always, to me, this is why I say I'm not a business person, I don't know too much about money, but I know how to keep mine. If I'm with you, we gonna have five bank accounts. My personal account, my savings account, your personal account, your savings account, and our joint like bill account and like trip account. That's the only account we'll have that's the same. Everything else is mine. Okay? Just like everything else on your end is yours. That's the smartest way to do it. So we see the guys meet up is Prosper, Ralph Angel, and Hollywood. And they're talking about basically Vi being mad at them and stuff like that. And I think Prosper was saying that Violet and Billy got into it, and I don't know if he defended Billy or if he defended Violet, but somehow somebody's mad at somebody. Excuse me, I don't know who's mad at who. Anyway, the men let Prosper know like God gave you a second chance for you to make stuff right with your daughter. Stop tripping. Who cares who Violet is mad at? Who cares if she's mad at you? Nobody cares. You are here to make stuff right with your child who's actually putting forth an effort. And I hope Prosper can see that, take it in. Maybe, you know, a lot of men never take in stuff whenever they hear from a woman or whenever the woman is doing the actual work. And I'm not saying all men, but a subset of men. They have to hear from another man for them to say, no, you know what, bro, you right. Yeah, I need to start doing that kind of stuff. Why take all that? Why couldn't you just accept it when she was either doing things for you or, you know, but hey, it is what it is. So then we see Ralph Angel in the truck meeting up with Theo, and he wants to know more about this thing. Ralph Angel, the dog. Obviously, he said you gonna just be driving a truck while they packing stuff up and taking stuff. Yeah, no. Obviously, it sounds crooked from the get go. So why you go even do it anyway? Like you said in that truck to that man, you got the kids, you got a family. You don't need to be doing all that. But yet you keep doing it because of your ego, brother. Woo! Gotta pray for the black man, I'm telling you. And Theo gives him money. You know, oh, I'm paying you back from the stuff that, you know, you did for me back in the day. You know, Ralph Angel, stop taking this man money. You'll take money from him, but you won't accept the money and the funds that could come in your house that are not drug related or theft related or anything of that nature because of your ego. It's problematic, it's sad, and I hate to see it, but we will keep going. I'll be back with y'all in a second. And I'm back. Alright, so y'all, if this style bothers you, please let me know. I will promise to change it. So we see that Charlie and Nova get together. Charlie comes up with 2 bottles of wine. That's what I'm talking about, girl. Something to drink. But it was just real quick, like they kind of come in and then they switch to Violet and Hollywood having dinner with Celine and Gabriel. They're just eating. Gabe talking about how good the food is and how he wanted seconds and things of that nature. Nothing really paramount. Again, I think the only thing is that Hollywood wants children. I believe that this is going to become a problem for Violet. Keep watching, y'all. We'll see. So then we go back to Charlie and Nova, and they're just basically reminiscing about their dad and how if he was alive, basically, there would be it'll be easier to find out about the bones, you know, as they're drinking wine. It's also relieving to see that they're actually drinking the wine. Praise God, I like to see that. But also what I will say is that, you know, Charlie talks about baking and how it helps bring about a level of control when you feel out of control. That is an actual tactic, because it gives you this sense of, you know, if I'm following the directions, I'm doing it in this way, this is happening, this is what's going to come out, this is what the result should be. It also helps you with anxiety as well, because you know what the expected result is and how it should turn out and all that stuff. So really good technique if you all decide to use it. Baking, cooking, anything of that nature, and you know, you could do healthy dishes, whatever. Just trying that type of stuff that's kind of guided is very helpful with anxiety and control issues. So good tip. And then we switch and we see Ralph Angel in the truck. He decides to take the job. Foolish, fragile, male ego, but I ain't gonna even harp on it too much. And what happened? He needs you to help him load the truck. So now you just not driving the truck, now you finna load it up too. You can't trust that Theo, and I knew you couldn't trust him from the beginning. And we're back. So, we basically pick up with here go Ralph Angel, done did all this crap, and he gotta now move the stuff that they just done took. I ain't gonna waste my time. So we see Aunt Vi Hollywood talking, and she's like, "Oh, that boy can talk, and oh, he was getting on my nerves. Mr. Hollywood this, Mr. Hollywood that." You, that's that beginning seeping. The beginning seeping. That sounds so slow. That's the beginnings of the relationship being invaded by a party that Vi is jealous of. It starts off with that little jokey stuff, right? Oh, it's always about you. Oh, it's always this. Oh, it's always that. It's always this. And the next thing you know, that starts to become more and more common. And then it starts like, darn it, I was talking about you. Then it's from darn it, I was talking about you to like, I just don't want them around anymore. It's happening. Y'all, I see the progression. It's happening. It's happening. Watch, that's what we go see what I'm about. We go see it. We go see it. But anyway, we go from there. Ralph Angel's driving and he has a scare because, hey, them police lights. Those lights were coming. See? Ralph Angel. You got to stay away from this Theo character because you're going to mess yourself up. So Charlie's talking to Aunt Vi. And she's basically talking to Aunt Vi about Davis as Aunt Vi is trying a croissant that she thought was a cupcake. But she's talking about Davis, and basically not even about Davis, but about the fact that social media is going crazy. And Aunt Vi made a good point about not inviting drama, not inviting others, not inviting all people into your relationship because that brings about issues. I think that's a very important takeaway point for anyone who's in a relationship looking to be in one. I'm not in one, but I do want to be in one. And I'll tell you, like how Issa Rae did her marriage. No one even knew Issa Rae had a man until she got married. I was like, that is dope. And that's something that I'll probably do because you know what? The way that people try to invade your space and cross your boundaries and talk all that mess, I don't even want you in my stuff. Leave it alone. So I think that was a very beautiful way of doing that. And Vi told Charlie, right, don't invite people, don't invite drama and stuff into your relationship. Even though she has done it already, she don't know it yet. And Charlie had let her know that that was a croissant, not a cupcake. So we go from that and we see, oh, I skipped a part, y'all. I skipped Micah and his little friend talking to his little friend want to go on a photo shoot. We see in the beginning of the romance. It's going to be an awkward romance. It's going to have a lot of issues, but we'll see when we get there. But anyway, so let's move on and we see Billy and Nova talking. Billy apologizes for outing Nova. I think that's very admirable. It's very beautiful, and she needed to, so I'm happy that she did that. She compliments Nova's writing, which is good, and lets Nova know, like, even though you're very talented, you're asking for trouble in this piece, and I just want you to know that. But basically, we go to them comparing, like, oh, you're my only best friend. I've compared other people to you, and they just didn't measure up. Let me tell you all now, that is a very toxic trait. You never become friends with someone in the hopes that they measure up to or be more than another person you was friends with. You are friends with them because of what they bring into your life, and if you feel as if you need to compare them to someone else, then you need to take a step back and you need to reevaluate what type of friendships you're looking for. Because if you're looking for another person, or if you look for someone else, you need to go back to that person. Don't you bring me into your toxic web of trying to make me feel the shoes of somebody else, because I'm only going to bring what I have. It's very toxic, and that stuff needs to stop. But people do it. It's life. Social psychology said we all compare ourselves to others and compare people to other people. But it's not a good thing. Something we need to stop doing. But I'll be back in just a hot second. Alright, y'all, let's wrap this thing up. We see there was a lot in that last 10 minutes. Well, 9. I'm just going to highlight, and I feel bad. But basically, we see that Ernest did not kill anybody. They just didn't find the real bones. No, the bone was 150 years old, so, excuse me, kudos to Ernest. You know what I'm saying? Dog, they ain't found the real bones. We still good. That's just a lot of land out there. So, we go from that to, was it Micah? Yes. I want to say we went to Micah at the dorm room. Look, now I don't remember Xavier dorms looking like that. Maybe they didn't change the wall colors, the floor, and everything else inside up in there. Now I know that ain't the upperclassman dorm. So it's supposed to be St. Mike's the poorest, which means Micah is a freshman, which if he's a freshman, he shouldn't be crossing into no organizations anyway, but who, whatever. Anyway, his guy friend is basically like, I just took a test, I don't know if I did well. And, Micah like, look, man, let's go eat. I'm hungry. Screw that test. Yeah, we going through a lot right now. We should be living our lives, but we can't because there's a whole bunch going on in the world. But screw that. Let's go eat. And they give a little embrace. And you saw, first off, when the boy was packing his bag, you saw how Michael was looking at him, right? And Michael like, yo, man, if you ever need somebody to talk to, then I'm here. This is the beginning portion of those feelings being kind of mixed up with Micah. Kind of like, I want to spend time with him. I don't know what this is. I'm feeling something in me. What's going on? And then they embrace, and you see the two guys look at him. It was like, this is the beginning of the relationship peak. They're probably not gonna make it a couple until like the last episode, acknowledgement of it till like the last episode, but that's what's going on. So then we switch over. Darla and Ralph Angel talking, and he lying to Darla, talking about I pulled a double shift last night, got double pay. I think I'm gonna go ahead and work again next week. You want to take her? I think he's trying to take her like on a vacation, like to a hotel, and get herself, pampered. And I think that's beautiful. I think that's great. But my first question to him would have been like, hey, them bills paid? We gotta pay them bills first. I got a doula. I gotta pay for an anime wife. That can wait. That can wait. So we'll see what's gonna happen. But obviously we do see what's gonna happen. But I ain't gonna ruin it yet. And then we see Billy and Prosper talking, and Prosper actually acknowledges the hurt that he did to Billy and apologizes for it, and she accepts, and I love to see it. So that was Queen Sugar. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know what you think. So please like, comment, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I will be back next week. Bye-bye.